Oh, we are actually live. That was very fast. Actually, I'm going to share one. What does it mean share to stream? Goal prompt was sent. Okay, I don't think it has a way of showing it, but I do need to share this to one more. So let us go to regular Facebook. Share to a group. Also, I do need. But might as well. Okay. So let's see. Okay, post. Then I think this should be fine. We won't have anyone in quite about yet. Oh, hey, it looks like someone is in. So, okay, whoops, someone's in, someone's out. Oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, this is an off-schedule Strixhaven draft. I actually was almost about to do cube draft. I thought it was Sunday, but I figured right now I'm in silver. I usually aim for platinum, but if I'm going to be doing traditional cube draft and some other stuff during this month, I do have to get these regular drafts going. So with that said, hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today an off-scheduled Strixhaven draft, because why not? Have a few tokens to burn. Thank you Strixhaven draft challenge. That was quite fun. A bit scary, least thing to say. Excuse me, what the heck is going on? Anyhow, we are. So right now we are going to be doing a Strixhaven draft for the lulz. Let's see what's up. Okay. Hey, Joaquin Basso Smith, thank you for liking. Thank you for liking the video. I hope you're having a great weekend right now. And yeah, actually, the way things are going, things are looking up better. So I can say it's not so. I can say we can't be too miffed about things nowadays. So right now we actually have something interesting here. We got tempted by the Auric, which is relatively good because this will take tokens. A lot of plays would be early. There aren't that many late game plays, so this one's interesting. But this is also triple blue, super risky. I might be tempted to take the Mage Hunter's Onslaught because this one is more on color. Although this one is, I'm probably more likely to take the Mage Hunter's Onslaught. Though this is more likely to be a late game kill spell, but it's kind of fine. You don't need this to be also early. Also, we're not exactly passing much in the way of blue. Hey, Mark Anthony De Leon, thank you for liking the stream. I hope you're having a great Saturday right now. I'm hoping you're having a great weekend and all that jazz. So we are taking the Mage Hunt. Usually I would be tempted by the Auric, but between triple blue, Quandrix Command is nice though. We do have the setup for an early black, and we can pivot between Witherbloom and we can go between Witherbloom and Silverquill. So Leech Fanatic's fine. Generally, I would take the Pest Summoning early because this is pretty solid for Witherbloom. Mage Hunter, a bit too high. I would usually, if I end up Silverquill, I want my creatures to be cheaper, so I'd more likely take the Leech Fanatic. Humiliate is kind of okay actually here as well, but I don't want to go into here yet. So passing Quandrix Command, we just passed 2 rares, so not much in the way of value here. So we better win. And we end up with Archmage Emeritus. We do have Killian, which is always good. Lash of Malice is fine. There's a Bayou Gruff, Moldering Karok. If I pass Killian, I'm very sure Silverquill is close to me for good. So Alexander Bauer, Anthony De Leon, yeah, thank you for liking. Hey, the notifications are working much better now. That's the least thing I can say. I'm gonna probably end up going Silverquill. Hey, yeah, thank you for liking the stream, though there is a bit of delay between my stream noticing it and tell you no. Well, actually, not too bad that we got this because I can take the guiding voice now. Dueling Coach, probably if it was 1 mana cheaper, I would take it. Spectre of the... We're actually getting a lot of black to wheel around, so I'm actually going to take the guiding voice here. So Pest Summoning will rightfully go into the... Ooh, that's bad. We're passing a heated debate. Looks like people are down on red all of a sudden. We have an Introduction to Prophecy, not always the best one. Silverquill Pledge Mage is probably the better one. Again, friends, do not let friends play Detention Vortex. I will take the Silverquill Pledge Mage here. We're gonna go white black. At least we are expecting some black to come back. That sounded very weird. So, man, checking to see how. Okay, we got an Agonizing Remorse, a Go Blank, Accelerating Elocution. I kind of want 1, but I don't want too many. Agonizing Remorse is relatively helpful, like especially if you're up against a Quandrix or Prismari deck. It's good. It's a good way to snipe. I would much rather have early game play creatures though, and we kind of need more creatures at this point. Yeah, I think I will just. Yeah, I think I will just take the Arrogant Poet at this point. And we got Divine Gambit. Want to take a gambit on this? No. Okay, alternate plan, Zephyr Boots, though, nope. Does not pump power and toughness, so this one's a bit sketchy. I do like to have 1 copy. But would I rather have this or have another Silverquill Pledge Mage? I think I'll speculate on the Zephyr Boots at least once. There's an argument that Divine Gambit's good, but I'm anticipating that I'm going to be more in black rather than white, so I'm leaning that way. And just as I said that, there's a Beaming Defiance, but we will definitely take that. So let's see if any of the black picks come back. If they don't really come back, we're in real trouble. Hopefully we've cut enough that we didn't that we should get some back in pack 2, and we should get rewarded back again in pack 3. So that is kind of the plan, but not every plan comes together. That's usually the problem. So also I'm wondering, yeah, normally there's also a comment log, but just nice to see you guys tuning in. Also, I'm concerned about the quality of the stream right now. Let's take a look. Actually not too bad. Well, it's not too bad if I look at it from at the window. If I look at it full screen, it's kind of blown up. Hold on. Let's enlarge, mute. Actually, not too bad. The like button has moved. It's not too... Whatever that means. Okay. We do... See, I figured we'd get an elocution back, so this is definitely the correct time to take it. So what are we looking for? Probably we should start taking... We get to be picky about the lessons we want. We want to get really late game ones. No, not late games. We want to get stuff that we can play relatively early. Because if we're going into the Silverquill deck, we want to really go hard at playing early and whatnot. So probably should. Yeah, the stream looks a bit fuzzy on my end, though, and I'm looking at this from a large TV. Well, I don't have a monitor, so I'm TV it is. That's fine. Now, where the heck is everyone? Hey, we got everything back. So, Jures is here, crushing disappointment, but we're definitely taking Leech Fanatic. Normally, you'd prefer the white creatures over the black creatures, but... Okay, got an Introduction to Annihilation. We might as well have 1. I don't like the idea of having an... I don't like the idea of having another too many elocutions. I guess there's an argument for taking that second Killian earlier. That one's probably not a bad... That would probably be not a bad idea also. So what are we looking for? We are looking for a lot of early stuff. I want to lean it towards black at this point, so let's lean it that so more towards black. Generally, you'd prefer to go main white, but black's not bad. And what else are we looking for? We're looking for our fellow players to start passing packs again, but we do have at least well, so far a relatively good curve. Another Leech Fanatics fight. We also have a Defiant Strike. We are short in creatures. I can just take this one because we do need card draw, and that's something we tend to lack. And there's a Detention Vortex that I don't really want, but then again, I never pick these if ever. Do I want the Ageless Guardian instead? Wait, which one am I missing? Okay, let's just take the Explosive Welcome. And another Dragon's Approach I don't really need. And, okay, we've given up on a lot of rares at this point, but let's see. We have Introduction to Prophecy, which is fine. We're probably going to take the best common for White Combat Professor at this point. But we don't really have anything for us. I'm hoping that we can get at least the Professor's Warning back. We might get this back also, but super unlikely. But we're definitely taking Combat Professor here. We got Revitalize. There's a Rip Apart. We could conceive. We could probably splash red a little bit, or I can just take the Environmental Sciences. Rip Apart. Probably don't want to pick that too early. Though we are really short on removal at this point. It's like we're super aggro with nowhere to turn to. Expel. Probably want the different ones between Sciences and another Combat Professor. I'm probably gonna take this. I'm gonna take the Sciences, but we do need to be on the lookout for more learn cards. Though it looks like we're not getting much in the way of that. We do get the Swords to Plowshares though, so that solves our removal plan. Search your library, so put it in your graveyard. We'll take the. We're definitely taking Swords at this point. What am I hoping will come back? Probably the Pillar Drop Rescuer or the Spirit Summoning's fine too, actually. But we got. So we have 2 pieces of removal, not bad. We have Village Rites, we have an Owl and Shield Mage, and an Inkling Summoning. So Brackish Trudge more for the... So I might actually want to take the Inkling Summoning. Owl and Shield Mage is a bit expensive, though. The other thing we can do is go White-Black Control. That's going to be a bit of a tough one, but it is plausible. So I'm really tempted between one of these two. Summoning's less likely to come back, but we still need to hit less. We still need to hit learn cards. That's the problem. If we don't, we literally have only 1 learn card right now. So if we don't hit any of the other learn cards, we probably have 4 good lessons at this point. I should probably stop taking lessons at this point. No? Yeah, stop taking lessons. We should be aiming for the learn cards at this point. Oddly enough, we haven't gotten much in the way of learn. We do have a Plum the Forbidden, but not that many creatures. The alternate plan is with what few creatures we have, we use Make Your Mark, so even when we trade, we still get the creature. I do like me a Plum the Forbidden, but we don't have the creatures to sacrifice with it. That's the problem. We're still scrounging for creatures. I could just take this on the off chance. I could just play it as a 1/1, but I'll take the Make Your Mark. But now we really need to start. We're really dried up on creatures. I'm gonna take the Spirit Summoning now. I'm actually probably gonna move. I'm tempted to move some of these main deck already at this point, which is the last thing on earth you want to do. You want to get these out your sideboard as part of your advantage plan. You don't want to be playing these main deck. That said, if I have to play these main deck, I will. So what I would most likely do is main deck Inkling Summoning, because this is the easiest one to cast. So I can get one of these two eventually. Yeah, looks like we're not getting quite rewarded. It looks like we might have passed too many black cards. So we're gonna have to make up for it in pack 3. Also, who is... Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a delay here. Yeah, everyone's getting stuck on this kitty right here. I have no idea why. Kind of hard to figure anything out. Okay, we got something now. We got an eager first year. We're definitely taking that. I cannot take rares at this. As much as I want to take rares, I really can't because we're gonna lose otherwise. So we have to at least start taking creatures. So another arrogant poet. We're speculating that the other pillar drop rescuer will come back. If not, it's kind of fine. But yeah, we need to have a lot of early creatures now. So how's the plan going? Could be better. We still ended up mass white at this point, which is kind of odd. Okay, so the rescuer didn't come back. That's a crushing disappointment. Well, which is what I'm going to take here. But I would prefer not to play this if possible. I want to keep my curve as low as possible at this point. The most expensive card I'd want to have is basically the Onslaught. Yeah, I'm already thinking that passing that second Killian was a mistake. It's okay to have Killian in multiples. Like, they take out the first one, I have a second one. That would have been the plan. And another disappointment. There's a Revitalize, which could save us. I really don't want the second one of this. So I might just take the Revitalize. There's an argument for taking the Wall, since we're already defensive at this point, but no. Let's take the Revitalize. I really don't want to play it either. As you can see, we are super low on playables. Normally, I would have... How would you say this? Normally, there would... I would be close to 20-something. Right now, I'm struggling here. So at this rate, I am probably going to end up running some of these summonings main deck. So we might end up main white at this point, in which case, yeah, the Spirit Summonings come in. Really sad to... We don't have any Magecraft triggers as well, so we don't get the benefit of that. There is an argument could be made for taking the Heated Debate. We might as well just take the Brackish Trudge now. We are really short on creatures. I don't want to play Village Rites at this point. We do have ways of getting it back. Yeah, the number of crushing disappointments I'm taking is going to be a reflection of how bad I feel about this draft. And crossing my fingers that we do well on pack 3. Third, it's going to be a really crushing disappointment. Well, we got an on-color rare, but it's really bad. There's a Necroblossom Snarl, which I really don't have a copy of. I might be forced to just take another combat. Oh wait, there's another Mage Hunter's Onslaught. We need creatures. Actually, we also need Learn. So this is another consideration. But what's our removal? 1, 2, that's it. I think I'd rather have at least another piece of removal despite all my... Well, technically we have 3 pieces of removal, but Annihilation is not so great. We also don't have enough early game creatures. That said, I am forced to take the Study Break. I'm probably going to get the Academic Probation back. So this one is pretty much by force. It's not something I really want to do. We do have a Clever Luminancer and a Silverquill Apprentice and a Rise of Extus. So finally we're getting somewhat rewarded. Probably going to take the Silverquill Apprentice over the Clever Luminancer. Then Age the Guardian, defend the campus. This counts as removal. I could just take a mythic just to say I got some value out of this, because I don't really want to run either of these at this point. I could take a Wither. No, if I want to splash, it's probably gonna be Lorehold, but even then, it's only for Explosive Welcome. I'm gonna take the Magma Opus I'm gonna take the rare. Ooh, nice. Necrotic Fumes. This is also the perfect perfect lesson card, so we don't have to run the We don't have to run Introduction to Annihilation, but there's also a eager first year. I should be loading up on these instead. I already have the removal. In fact, I prioritized maybe way too much removal at this point. Yeah, I'm going to go take the eager first year. There's an argument for this, but we are really short on creatures. And generally, if you're playing any sort of aggressive deck, you want to have a lot of creatures. So there you go. You have Star Pupil and Stonebinder's Familiar. Cards are put in exile during your turn. We don't exactly have a way to exile cards, so this one's just going to be a 1/1 for 1. The Star Pupil is probably better at this point. There's Unwilling Ingredient, which is also a plan. I'm going to go with Star Pupil. We're already heavy white at this point. And another Star Pupil, which is not too bad. I could also just... But we're at 21. I probably should just take this. It's not often I get a rare back, but yeah, I'll take the Star Pupil again. So and another Star Pupil, but this time we have a Rise of Exodus. Super expensive, but we might... But I probably still have to take it, since we are more likely to be controlled at this point. And we actually got another Guiding Voice, so we did make up for our... So I can actually bin the Make Your Mark. And we got the Mage Hunter's Onslaught back, so I might have been misvaluing stuff. So based on this one, I probably want Campus Guide in case I need to hit my mana. There's an argument for just more removal at this point. And I'm gonna... Wait. Don't lag on me. What did I take? I took the Mage Hunter's Onslaught. That's fine. Okay, now... Luminancer, Pillar Dropper... If I take a 5 drop, it's going to be Owlin Shield Mage. I guess I can risk the Luminancer now. We do have quite a few spells already. So, Defend the Campus. I'll just take the Ageless Guardian at the side. We got another Elocution. We could take the Promising Dusk Mage in case we need another drop. Yeah, I guess our tree is fine. I'll take that. Another Spirit Summoning. And everything else is kind of chappy at this point. We do get the Swords to Plowshares. We do get 20 gems for taking the Swords to Plowshares, so we at least have something. So we're not the perfect aggro deck here. We're reliant on quite a bit of removal. So knowing that, I need to make 2 cuts, and they're most likely going to be the non-creatures. Zephyr Boots. We do have enough creatures to equip it with, but do we have the time to equip it? I might just cut the Accelerating Elocution, though this is it's perfect with Killian, but what happens if I don't have Killian? I probably still keep it, though. Brackish Trudge is probably an easy cut, though. We don't have that many ways of getting it back. Yeah, we actually... The only way I'm going to get it back is if I bring back Pest Summoning, or if I hit with Killian. Actually, this is possible. Between Killian and the Silverquill Pledge Mage, it's actually quite possible we get some hits back. Enters the battlefield tapped. We could make a run for this, actually. I'm actually going to cut the Beaming Defiance for now, and probably cut the Zephyr Boots as well. So... 7 sorceries, 1 lesson. Yeah, I main deck 1 lesson if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I main deck the Inkling Summoning. Actually, we can put this back. We can put this back out now, and we can put back the Zephyr Boots or the Beaming Defiance. Actually, Revitalize is also a consideration. Crushing Disappointment helps us draw cards and can actually ding our opponent. Which do I prefer to have? Gaining life or hitting everyone? Also, this is 4 mana, this is 2. I'm probably just gonna cycle. I'm gonna run it like this for now. Well, I'm running out of courses to put name these decks under, but this is probably fine. Also, The event is over already, so we might as well just go. We might as well go all in. I'm gonna still keep. And this is the one part I don't like right now. It's this one's showing all colors because of all the cards on our sideboard. So I have to. So if I'm making a proper, so I have to make a fake deck just to make another one of this, just with the right colors, just for the thumbnail. But it is what it is. Also, refresh chat though. I don't think anyone's. Okay, hold on. Notifications. Someone's post needs approval. I'm busy. We do have. I am gonna keep this. We do have turn 1 Luminancer into turn 2 first year. So we kind of have something, but everything else is super expensive afterwards. So if we don't hit lands, we're in real trouble. Also, I'm kind of slightly down on Luminancer these days. So, depending what our opponent does. Ooh, perfect. So we play the Arrogant Poet. Play the Swords to Plowshares. We give our opponent 5 life, but we take it back. So the most important thing is our opponent's down 2 creatures. That sucks. Sack an Unwilling Ingredient. And it's as if nothing happened. Now, I still need to draw lots of land at this point, though. Runner Killian into a... Oh, is our opponent stuck? Oh, it looks like they're stuck. Okay, so I'm gonna play the Brackish Trudge. This will definitely force our opponent to spend some sort of removal on this. We are going aggro here. I don't think... no need to fly. I'm hoping our opponent is not relying. Okay, Lash of Madness takes that out. That's fine. We did force them to use removal there. We can only get this back if I've gained life. I'm gonna play some Blood Research. Swinging these. Really need to hit that one more land. I'm actually gonna decline. I want to encourage our opponent to trade. Definitely not. Our opponent probably has ways to gain life, which is my concern. Oh, opponent actually has white. Interesting. We are still running the core 17 lands. I forgot to check our mana base. I'm actually gonna check the mana base later, see if we're missing out on certain. See if we can tweak the land base a bit. We're running all basics at this point, so which is another ding against us. Opponent is... Actually, they just passed. Okay, they're exiling. They could have done this. Wrong lands, but you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm actually gonna hold this one back. Because this has Menace. Taking it like a champ. Because this has Menace, I will need to... if I need to block this one, it's gonna be... I need both Luminancer and Star Pupil. Yeah, Mage Hunter's Onslaught, and we have 2 copies of this. So the plan now is to start flying. Hey, Guiding Voice. Into Environmental Sciences. We didn't play a land, that's good, so we get the swamp. We play the swamp. We return this to hand. And... yeah, I'm gonna throw this one just to elicit a bad block. We are gonna pay 2 life this time. Our opponent could still have removal, so that's an issue. But the important part is our removal is now live if it needs to be. Oh, opponent's giving it up for the clever Luminancer. I'm actually fine with that. Because it clears the board, and whatever, if our opponent drops a single creature only, we win. Mainline implication, single creature only. Yep, and the opponent concedes. We got that win right then and there. Yes. So nice to feel back on groove, but let's first pay attention to let's recheck our mana base. That one's probably a bit shaky as it is. So 9 plains, 8 swamp, 17, 11. Because of this, I can't. I want to go 10-7, but I'd probably have to cut a Mage Hunter's Guidance for something else. Nope. I guess we'll keep it as is. We're already accepting that this is a suboptimal draft. This is not the best draft. If I have to say best draft, definitely during the Strixhaven challenge. I don't think anything's ever gonna top that one. And let's see what else can. Other than that, we're actually quite fine there. I'm also at the point where I think, yeah, I'm ready. I probably should start upgrading my processor already. I don't think the capture card is catching up anymore. Hey, we're entering the match now. And we're ready. So, yeah, it looks like it's 10 second. Okay, so turn 2 Silverquill, so that's fine. So turn 2 Silverquill with Guiding Voice back up in order to... With Guiding Voice back up to hit Environmental Sciences if we don't hit lands. Now, if our opponent has a Lash Right, it is what it is. Can't... Dark Ritual. Oh! Opponent's going for something bigger. So Brackish Charge. Yeah, at least we have something to block. I'm doing this one first. We will definitely take the 4. There's no reason not to. Opponent's actually playing black-green. He's expecting us to take. And he has... Does he have a follow-up drop? No. So... I'm hoping this doesn't get triggered. It's good. Wait, nope, not yet. Not over yet. Okay, there. So we take... Environmental Sciences. Play environment... Play this. Get another white source. If our opponent has a way to kill... Turns out they dealt more damage. So next turn we can Guiding Voice, Swords to Plowshares or something. Combat Professor is also a play. Giving Vigilance is a big deal. Opponent definitely has to land a creature at this point. So I probably want to save the swords for when I can do a killing blow. Actually, no. I'm gonna cast combat. Beginning of combat, get +1/+0 in vigilance. So next turn we're probably gonna do one. We're gonna do the 1/2. So I can also do this, but more often than not, I'm probably gonna need to bring my serve and gain some life. And holding back. Accelerating Elocution. Pump, pump, pump. So I can give this Vigilance, I hit for 6, I get to hold this back. Now we're forcing our opponent to have removal for the Combat Professor. But at the same time, we should be able to clear the rest of our opponent's board that the Silverquill Apprentice can do damage. Yeah, it looks like the two we're lucky we got the Guiding Voices. I was already concerned about the learn cards we were getting. And Guiding Voice, actually the perfect learn card for this deck style. Now our opponent is forced to play some sort of removal. Because we now have a huge Combat Professor. Opponent is... oh, it looks like a fight spell? Mage 2 +1/+2. And just in case. Yeah, hey, you have the Dark Grid. I can't complain about it. You can't complain about me having swords. So, Introduction to Annihilation. No, we have a Rise of Exodus, so I probably don't want that. I'm actually gonna take the Inkling Summoning. We're not... Hey, that's a big bird. Sorry I had to say it. And opponent really... Yeah, they were relying on that Mage Duel. And they conceded there. They did not have outs. Whew, that was close. We might at least make it to gold this time, but I want to go even further. Well, we definitely will be making gold, unless all things go to heck in the next 3 games. But otherwise, everything is looking quite well. So this one, way too loaded, no spells to follow up. I don't want to mulligan this one. So we have a chump block this one. Hey, at least we have a good 1, 2, 3. If I don't draw any instant resources, I play Leech Fanatic. Yep. So turn 3, most likely Brackish Trudge. Yeah, we might end up... Ooh, opponent's going for the big one. It's always beneficial to swing. But yeah, this is probably the worst. This is probably the worst possible case. Yeah, the Leech Fanatic's also a way to gain life, but we don't have that many, so I'm not going to be relying on it. Star Pupil. Oh, so we are... is an opponent controls. Okay. So we're going to offer the Brackish Trudge. We need to hit one of our spells. If we don't hit any of our spells, we're in trouble. The only saving grace right now is that 4 is greater than 3. So the removal spells we have are... It's only Swords to Plow is going to be a good hit here. If our opponent holds... It's an auto take. Opponent probably has something. Unfortunately, we can't say the same thing. So I'm gonna just pass and swing with almost every... Yeah, this is probably the worst situation for us. Our opponent's very close to 5-6 mana. They're definitely sandbagging removal. Most of it's swing. Surprised we went for that. They might have assumed that we have ways to gain life because of the Leech Fanatic, but I'll be honest, we don't have that many. Yeah, ideally we wanted our opening hand to have a mix of creatures and spells. Unfortunately, we only got one half. Abraham being a Fury, so that's fine. It means we are taking damage here. Does our opponent have a way to kill this? No. So we're... I don't remember what's the opponent's gonna throw away the waterfall aerialist. Next turn is gonna be Combat Professor. Trade you with Ibrahim. Not so great. Really need to hit spells. Opponent's already at 7 mana, so the common and the big common, the big uncommon Prismari spell are online. If our opponent swings with Ibrahim, I'm just gonna take. Rise to Exodus. I'm concerned our opponent has a counter spell, but I have to go for it. And because it's only a counter spell will ruin the Rise of Exodus. If they activate, then I'm really concerned what's in their hand. Well, actually no. If all they do is activate, then I'm not concerned what's in their hand. So all this mana we've been stockpiling paid off after all. So what's the next follow? Ooh, wow! And put an with your... Okay, so let's see. Definitely... Oh wow, this is Treasure Token, Ingus. Gets back Maelstrom Pulse. So I'm gonna take the Introduction to Annihilation because we know what's coming up. So at least this way, if our opponent needs to play more than one spell at this point. They only have one, and I don't even want to play that one. Wow, did we survive? Well, it's two. Opponent might still have removal. They might have another heated debate, so they're trying to bury in books. That's actually fine. Opponent's now down to 2, and we still have the Introduction to Annihilation, so... Okay, that's one. We're gonna be giving them a card just to cast this, but... I kinda have to. It also exiles it, so it's not coming back. They do get to draw a card, which might be relevant. Another... If it's another Burying Books, you want... Wait for me to attack first. Scry... Oh no! They don't have it! If they're scrying now, that's it. That's good game. Ooh! We actually survived that one! So our opponent was... Our opponent had quite a few cards. I'm surprised our opponent was stuck there. But all things considered, I will take that win. I can't complain too much about that. That was a good one. So we made it to 3 wins. Though I have to start being careful, that was a close one. And again, ideally I want at least 4. 5 would be great. And 5 and above would really be great, but I do want at least 4. Yeah. I might have contributed how many Silverquill wins here? Well, not too many, but yeah, I was actually listening to the Limited Resources, at least part of the podcast with 17 lands about how... Actually, I'll be right back. listening to their discussion with 17 Lands about how cards are changing and all the interesting details here and there. I didn't get to listen to the whole thing, but definitely the lesson cards, the colorless lesson cards are pulling their weight. I still don't like Introduction to Prophecy. At least not with this deck. If it's a deck with more mage cap triggers, like say Quandrix or Witherbloom, yeah, I'm all for it. Okay, so this is good for us. Star Pupil into Leech Fanatic with Swords backup. Another mana actually. Oh, actually we got the 1-2-3. I'm probably going to complain about the frame rate instead. So opponent's playing Witherbloom. So I'm gonna run the Leech Fanatic first. Let's see what if our opponent has some sort of removal. That's one thing. If our opponent swings, opponent doesn't swing. So I'm actually gonna swing with this one first. I want to see how this goes. Opponent. If it's block and pump, then I snipe with swords. No, he's just gonna take. Then I'm actually gonna play the Eager first here. They don't expect the swords to cloud. Well, I would have preferred. Well, no, actually, I prefer swords over Manatite in this particular case. Interesting. I might actually not cast this. Okay. So we don't draw the land, but let's see who the opponent blocks. Most likely he's straight with Eager first year. That's fine. Well, let's gain that. I need to hit lands though. So, worst. Oh, opponent's cultivating. So, so that's actually good for us. Now, the worst thing is we do need to. We do need to hit this one. I actually want to hit this one also. So even so, any land is fine. It gives us more pressure. So I'm actually gonna spread the land. Basically make the Star Pupil more threatening than it's supposed to be. Yeah, our opponent probably wants to snipe the Leech Fanatic first. We will have a Silverquill Pledge Mage as backup afterwards. If they go for the Star Pupil, they need to have back-to-back removal spells. Right, so it's exile, so we lose out the counters. Well, that was fine. And opponent gets to learn. So the key here is to kind of out aggro our opponent while they're still. They definitely have to have medium to large creatures. That's kind of the modus operandi of Witherbloom. So they get this, they get Pest Summon. Ooh, we get Killian. Mage Hunter's Onslaught on Spectre. Choose option Flying. So I get to swing with 2. If our opponent double blocks, because of the effect of Mage Hunter's Onslaught, it's just that to break even. So we are sitting on one more piece of removal, but we are not out of it yet. I would prefer to have at least one. At least one more spell like that, so not so good for us. Okay, we do have an arrogant foe, which does look quite good. So now we have quite enough life to just keep punching with Arrogant Poet at this point. Our opponent, they could have a Scurried Colony that would block this one out. If they're just going 1-for-1 in terms of removal, well, the thing is they still have more cards, and we are practically about to lose our advantage at this point. So I'm still slightly concerned that we're not gonna make it. Opponent's also looking through their graveyard. Yeah, because the only removal spells we have now are Rise of Exodus and Introduction to Annihilation. If they're looking at our creatures, it with Assistant that gives them something back, but it's top of library. They're getting Pest Summoning. So the interesting thing is I still want to encourage the trade. I don't think there's a no, decline to pay 2 life. That's not necessary. Also, if our opponent has flash, they will get. But now the problem is our opponent plays Pest Summoning. We won't exactly have a way to punch through. Yeah, now we're at the point where we're drawing land, so I actually don't want to swing anymore. So what are we in the lookout for? Combat Professor would be a great help to us. That's 9. That's fine. We hit a Silverquill Apprentice, so we still have some. So I'm actually gonna have to wait for our opponent to attack first. We will take the hit. Gain 4 life and another lesson. We probably are going to lose this one if we don't find one of our lessons in a hurry. Unfortunately, we only have 1 Inkling summoning. The rest are Spirit summonings. They're only gonna just chump block this. Oh, the going Introduction to Annihilation? Okay. Controller draws a... Oh! Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. So we need hit removal, except we know we're only down to 2 pieces, and one of them is going to take a while to access. The good news is we're all on standstill, so we're kind of fine here. Our opponent still has more gas than we do. The only benefit is the access tunnel's only gonna let the token hit us. Okay. As soon as we hit a spell, things get interesting. Right now, no dice. Also, let's see. Let's say I cast a spell with less than, so that's 1, 2, 3. So the most this will get is 6. Professor, we still need to snipe the Scurried Colony. And our opponent could be sandbagging removal, so that's still a problem. The only saving grace we have is that our opponent's willfully not... Oh, did they hit a Mage Duel? If they hit a Mage Duel, we're doomed because we lose the Combat Professor. Ah, stand still. Unfortunately, none of these are punching through. We did have 1 Revitalize to draw a card. We also have a Defiant Strike, if I'm not mistaken. So we should have... No, I think I took... I think I took... Voice. opponent another card, but we don't exactly have much of a choice. So. Yeah, they gave them a card. Okay, if I swing with everything, I lose this, I lose this. This gets true. My concern is if our opponent has removal for Combat Professor, but that's the thing. Oh, big play. Ugh, has reach. Okay, so we lose the Professor. And another big play, so we lose 2 creatures, but that's 1, 2, opponent blocks one of these, so we get in for 4. Opponent sandbagging both big plays. That was actually quite big. So opponent's gonna, if they, I don't think our opponent's gonna swing with both. They'll most likely swing with either just the Blood Researcher or the Fraction, or none. Okay. So we still have Rise of Exodus, but we're kind of trying to draw into that. I could swing with all 3, give up, but for 2 damage, that's kind of meaningless. Cogwork, Archivist. Okay, that's another problem. At least we know we don't exactly have a flying plan anymore, so this one, opponent's going for it. So we can take a few hits with this. Okay, if I Defiant Strike. Yes. Set it up in a way that... Oh no! That was bad. That was bad. We needed to draw something. But you know what? I'm still swinging with everything anyway. We're going to lose these 2. Oh! Is our opponent gonna mass block? No. Opponent's not gonna mass block. They're just gonna block those 2. We get in for 4. Now I kinda wish we did put a Crushing Disappointment in the deck. So to all those who are tuning in right now, it's getting quite close. Oh, there are 12 cards left. Practically, my out is Rise of Exodus. Actually, do I have any other flyers? I do have another Arrogant Poet. I still cleared this one. We're about to get beaten down by this, and we're still drawing lands. So 12. Ooh, this is not good. We got like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 lands left. So we're pretty much only slightly better than 50-50. Next attack we will be forced. So if I don't draw anything good, wait, hold on. I forgot we had a study break actually. If our opponent has a response to that to like a Snakeskin build to neuter one of them, that's a problem. This one's just a backup, but our opponent still has a card. Archive, this doesn't matter. That's their last card, but that's it. They have no way of untapping. We got in there for the last win. Killian is an all-star. That was too close. That was too close for comfort. I'm still shaken by that one. Oh my goodness, that was actually very, very close. Do I want to deal with that again? Not too much. So far 4-0, we still haven't lost yet. I wish I did not say that. I felt like I just jinxed myself. But after a very close match like that, I can't be too unhappy anymore. It's looking that great. Ay ay ay. What did I say? That was fine. So we're going on to game number 5. This was the same opening hand as the previous one. We have a 1-2-3, but it's very sketchy because we have no spells. We have the last one's a lot better because we had both swamps because we do run Mage Hunter's Onslaught. So this one is sketchier. I'm not gonna run the Divine Strike until I absolutely have to. So that means we are gonna do the 1-2-3. Oh, we are doing the 1-2-3. If our opponent just plays a field trip, then we are golden. Oh, Biomantic Magician, so 2 blockers. Okay, we have 2 choices. Study Break. Yeah, we're gonna Study Break. Lifelink. And we have options here. I'm actually gonna take the Inkling Summoning this time. Basically, force our opponent to have reach. And we get to go up top with Arrogant Poet. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, all the life gain we had from that last matchup was the only reason we were still alive. So next turn, Inkling Summoning. We're just gonna stack everything on the Arrogant. We can also make the Silverquill Pledge Mage fly, so we have some flyers, true. Yes, Study Break, actually very good in this particular deck. Our opponent probably has a fight effect, so we're probably gonna lose either the Apprentice or the Pledge Mage. Lose the Pledge Mage, that's fine. So the backup is 3, 4, 5. Okay. Does our opponent have another fight effect? Another Mage Duel. Oh, but gives us... Oh no, it doesn't give us the token. Okay, that's kind of sad. So, I think something... Okay, Combat Professor helps. Yeah, we're paying 2 life. So if our opponent has... But that was double Mage Duel, so... Well, at least we got those out of the way. Assistant, so we'll probably buy back... Guess what? Mage Duel. So we do have a combat... What's this? +1. Okay, now we have to... Okay, that's part of the plan. I could have gone for more damage, but by making this a 3-4, it slightly nerfs the Mage Duel. They can still snipe the Arrogant Poet, but... Okay, Context Cultivator. Unless they have a way to block... Oh wait, big play. They still have a big play, that's another concern. If I can draw swords, they will neuter their big... They could do the Mage Duel now, but... Well, they have to do the Mage Duel now. It's only cost 1 mana. It'll still leave them open to play big play. Unfortunately, this one. So, now it's down. I'm gonna take the introduction to Annihilation, but I don't want to play it. Basically, the plan is, I know just in case they manage to answer everything. Campus Guide's not gonna do it. They need to have a flyer or a big play. I'm guessing they have a big play. So let's see if plays. So this one's fine too. The thing being that now, even if they have big play, blocking kills them also. Yeah, that's a good game. Wait, they might still have something. But it's their last card. If it happens to be a way to counter this, I still win. Yeah, that's it. That was fine. So, Arrogant Poet is arrogant enough to get the truth, and I like that. So, for those tuning in right now, we are 5-0, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, sometimes these games take quite a long time, take quite a long while. Yeah, we're now at 5-0. We got our 4 packs already. That's good. We're actually making a good payday in terms of gems. So we're definitely we're definitely gonna have a good old traditional draft. Actually, I'm kind of deciding if I want to do Jumpstart also. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. But it's also sadly come to the realization that all I do now is play white X decks. It's not a bad thing per se, but it's definitely my favorite. It's definitely the playstyle I really favor right now. It's the one I like. And yeah, I haven't done the lore hold much since then. That one leans more towards control, although it does have the tools for super quick aggro. Other than that, I'm still pretty happy with. Well, I got 5-0 so far. I can't complain. I can't complain too much. We're doing really well. So, other than okay, this is not too bad. Turn 2 Leech Fanatic. Worst case scenario, cycle to draw a card. Remember to play the planes because, well, no, you can still play double Leech Fanatic right now. Now, unfortunately, I would have preferred to have well, I should have played white then, because this would have given me access to another white source. Okay, opponent having to cycle using our creature is not a good plan. Or no, it's a desperate plan. It's still decent. So we're gonna run everything out. If our opponent has a kill spell for this, opponent is also probably on the aggro plan. Otherwise, it's it's lots of burn and control. Play some Inkling Summoning, which is okay. They get to play that. Is it good? Well, I don't want to study break now. So I actually have the choice of I can actually get to Eager first. No need. No, you don't block Star Pupil. You might block Leech Fanatic because that is a reasonable one. So what am I hoping for? Another land per se, so I can study break into environmental sciences, get us closer to Rise of Exodus. The worst case scenario, it's if our opponent doesn't really play anything, it's just a Revitalize. Actually, we just probably Revitalize at this point. Let's draw a card, see if we can hit the... Opponent has all the Inkling Summoning system. That's what I want, but I did not get. There's actually no good reason to... Actually, I'm fine with throwing this one away. Our opponent does block the beast. So our opponent's only just been 1-for-1ing, so it's kind of fine. If our opponent, they now have the. But again, we are on the lookout for another first. So our study break is live. Unfortunately, our land is not. Again, get lifelink. And we have to get environmental sciences because we've been stuck for too long. So next turn, environmental sciences get us a plains, then we go for spirits. Our opponent's using the aggro plan. We just have to do slightly more aggro. I'm gonna get flying. He's gonna throw those away. That's fine. I'm still gonna get lifelink because I still need to draw cards. I still have a Rise of Exodus. So lifelink. And here's another land that's actually so we have a bit of a buffer, but now we need to start removing cards from our opponent. I could just choose to play Brackish Trudge next turn just so that we have a live attacker ready and waiting. When one or more cards leave your graveyard, so you may exile one of them from your graveyard. So this is actually a live combo. Our opponent's gonna get a lot of scries. So our opponent does want to discard a non-land card. Ooh, nice hits Quintorius. But we're definitely gonna snipe Quintorius at this point. I'm gonna see if there's a plan, but let's see. Spirits you control get +1/+0 whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, and that combo is live, so I can't. So this makes up the third part of the combo. Look at that making mark, which would be annoying, but. Since we're never gonna block, I might as well swing. So next turn we have a Rise of Exodus. We haven't yet taken our Inkling summoning, so that one is still live. Our opponent is gonna churn through and cycle scry through a lot though. This is a very good value engine. The only saving grace we have is our opponent is kinda low. So what else are we possibly looking for? A Guiding Voice is not too bad. Our opponent could attack with just this one. We'll still get the benefit and still leaves me with a blocker for me to worry about. Oh no, it's going for the big attack. If you want the benefit, you have to swing with everything. If our opponent's taking the time to think, it's either they're figuring out if they have a way to kill this or if they just drop a blocker. Which also puts me in a precarious position because I need to decide I'll have to decide if ever what do opponent gets back. Quintorius, which is fine. Oh, there's a second copy. Take the I have no idea what to take. I'm gonna take the rest. So Introduction to Annihilation. I guess there's an argument for Introduction as well. Our opponent's about to have a lot of removal. I can also force them to. Yeah, we're gonna do Introduction. We could have chosen not to do that so we don't give our opponent free strike. So they already stacked the top. So next turn I might just Luminance Brackish Trap. Let's return a spirit instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand, so probably an instant summoning. Yeah, there's a reason I didn't bother taking that. Unless there's a Historian. So hit the Guiding Voice too. Hold on. This ETB's Tappa gives me pressure. I'm actually gonna take it. Bit of an anti-timing, but on one hand it does give me something to punch past this. Also something to threaten with a double block, though probably not gonna happen. Yeah, I still have the Brackish Trudge not looking that great. Well, I'll be honest, I knew it wasn't that great to begin with. Despite all the amount of life we gained, it just happened. I did keep it because I needed to have an extra beater. Also, do note our opponent did have the suit. Opponent's now holding back. I am going to just take this. An argument could have been made for casting the Annihilate. Give our opponent a card, and that might be a problem though. In another universe, because if I played this one, I can certainly buff this to a 4-3, just gets blocked by this. I need to clear this one first, then see what else I have left. Because in this our opponent lets that happen and does not have a good response for this. We get to dome our opponent for 2 more. I think ideally our opponent just double blocks, like Star Pupil blocks that. So the Clever Illuminator is at least a 2-3 minimum. Unless they have a Combat Trick. Well, Combat Trick now is better than Combat Trick on the attack, so I'm actually okay with that. They might have a burn spell. Heated Debate would... Yep. The entire board. So... Brackish Trudge now has to save the day. The right side is our opponent doesn't have the... But that said, if I need to also draw removal because I'm certain our opponent's gonna have. We're probably gonna lose this one now, but opponent had now that's a really good draft for our opponent. And yeah, that Heated Debate is gonna call it for us. What am I gonna do? Drop this Guiding Voice, this punches through. Yeah, that's a good game. Opponent got a lot. They got a lot of advantage between the Conspiracy Theorist and Stonebound Mentor. So that was a very good draft deck for our opponent. I have to say, good job for them. So we take our first beat. It's fine. We can't win them all, and we did go relatively far, so I can't complain too much about that. Actually can turn this off now since I can actually see this on the lower right corner here. That might help. So right now, okay, we still need 2 more. Still hoping for 2 more wins. We can afford to lose 1 more time before it's curtains for us. All in all, I'm still very happy with this draft. I can't complain too much. We just ran into an opponent with an even better draft, and if I'm going to lose to someone, I'm glad it's actually Lorehold. Okay, and this is where stuff catches up with us. I have to mulligan this. If I had one of the Leech Fanatics, I would be tempted to keep, but all in all, this is a very good mulligan. It's a bit of a shame too. We had the 1/2. Okay, now we get to keep this one. I'm actually going to put down 1-star Pupil. There's an argument also for putting down the Elocution, but we do want to have at least a backup spell of some sort. Our opponent's not exactly doing anything. So we're gonna actually, I was going first. Play the Leech Fanatic. It's less painful. Turn 3, we do get Silverquill Apprentice. Knocking on wood that we hit the guiding light. That would be a very good sequence of events. Opponent hits their 3 mana. Cultivate. Okay, so everyone's going on the ramp plan, so we are hoping to hit some sort of removal. We hit an Arrogant Poet, which is fun, but I'm gonna do. So let's assume our opponent drops a really big creature. Casting, let's say it's the Witherbloom Pledge Mage. That's a 5/5 flat. The Leech Fanatic can still punch through that. If it's anything less, then I'm actually fine. Now, the concern here is that our opponent has 5 mana and is still taking time to decide. So probably going for two creatures. Okay. So we have multiple plans here. There's the Guiding Light plan, but that means nothing survives. I'm actually gonna go for the Elocution now. I'm gonna put it on the Silverquill Apprentice. And buff the Star Pupil. Actually, no, well, it's fine. So this way, our opponent has to double block the Apprentice if they want to kill it, which is a reasonable plan, but it still leaves us with 6 damage on board. Our opponent can also choose to chump or take out the Star Pupil, say, but that's also to our benefit. Yeah, this one. I was actually more concerned our opponent does the target player sacrifice as a creature, though it gives us permission to Arrogant Poet, Guiding Voice. So what do I want? I'm definitely playing the Arrogant Poet. I could also just do Guiding Voice. Okay, that's still relatively small. If I could Guiding Voice on this one, just pump this one regularly. Oh wait, Guiding Voice into Guiding Voice into Inkling. Sapling Summon. Now, opponent has to decide. They could have a Lash Right. It just... Well, it means it's block with 1 creature instead of block with 2. I think we presented a position where opponent has to give up both unless they have... Well, they used up their Umbral Juke. They're probably thinking that they wish they did not use it like that. They could also just... Oh, it's going for the chump. So, we get to revive... Definitely play the Arrogant Poet. We get to revitalize. Our opponent can just hold back, gain 2, so they're virtually at 6. They need to start dropping big creatures. We need to start hitting our... Yeah, if I draw a Mage Hunter's Onslaught, I'm going to feel really bad that this is what I played instead of Environmental Sciences. We could still draw into the swamp though, but I'm not too keen on that one. Anyway, for those of you who are tuning in right now, opponent is cycling really bad. Well, opponent's playing straight Witherbloom, but I haven't seen any of the Telltale super big creatures. Our opponent's just really cycling through stuff right now. We are currently 5-1. It's admittedly not looking so great for our opponent, but they hit the Pledge Mage. So we'll see how they block. That is the safe block. And Arrogant Poet for safety. And with that, we managed to punch. Yeah, there we go. Got 6-1. So we are one win away from one win away from claiming it all, but we are 2 losses away from so close but yet so far. Sorry if I haven't been talking that much. It's kind of hard to think of things to talk about right now. Well, that's actually notifications, not actually chat. I would like it if someone were to talk to me. That would be very nice. Okay, so turn to Eager First Year or Arrogant Poet. No, we'll do the Eager First Year first, because that leaves us turn 3 Arrogant Poet, Defiant Strike. And we have a way to... Oh, we hit the Combat Professor too. That's nice. Let's see if our opponent has the burn spell. It'll be annoying, but actually, if our opponent just leaves up mana, it'll be okay. They had the burn spell, so they have learned. Yeah, it's a bit sad to find it. So much for that sequence. Next turn, I will have to decide. Well, I probably will just play Combat Professor next turn. I probably don't need to cycle through the Defiant Strike if I have to, especially if our opponent's going for Environmental Sciences, which means they're going for the long game. That said, we are also kind of going for the long game. So if our opponent swings, I don't... Only playing double blue. Could be Flunk. No, it's just a no. Okay. So we actually hit the Sword for Plowshares also. So we're gonna save. So this gives it Flying Vigilance. and we're going to make it flip. I'm not gonna trade Arrogant Poet for a little girl. Well, she's not exactly a little girl. Little girl is 1/2. This one's actually 1/2. Now I'm concerned our opponent might have a big. Ruta is still worth being concerned about. So I need to figure out what to go. Okay, we did get the 6. Yeah, we're gonna take action. That's actually fine. So we have to see what big spell our opponent does. There is an argument for just sniping Ruta so she doesn't get to copy. Yeah, let's do it. We have one removal. Environmental science. I can rise of Exodus into environmental sciences to make our Mage Hunter's Onslaught go live. Colony. We also hit the rise of Exodus. Now my concern is if our opponent has a counter spell for this, in which case, yeah, we would have lost both. So we are going to take the environmental sciences. Yeah, we miss out on Clever Luminancer, but that's because I'm already assuming I need this. Then watch me draw Swamp. Well, it's also quite flooded right now. They're more likely to just draw a card on this rate if they... That might actually be too greedy. The correct play would have probably been to just leave it alone. Well, we did eat a negate, which is fine. I'd rather that get negated instead of the Mage Hunter skills. Our opponent's about to drop something big. That said, if it's Magma Opus or the other spell, I would be a bit sad. We do have one more. We technically have. Good snipe. And our opponent can still draw a card. 2 cards. That was a very good one. So we are set. And all I have to show for is this each map. Opponent's gonna draw way too many cards for us to catch up at this point. Satchel. Our only saving grace is if our opponent just plays stuff like this. So we are making sure to get the removal spell. Our opponent could have another negate, which would be sad, but it is. Oh, they probably have another negate. Are they looking through the graveyard? They probably still have something. Heated debate would be annoying, but I have no option. Yeah, our opponent's just gonna keep drawing cards till Kingdom. So we need to really save on removal. We can't just keep spending removal on whatever creature. Which is a problem right now because that's exactly what I've done. I'm literally down to 1 piece of removal, and our opponent can see it. Actually, no, we still have another Mage Hunter's Onslaught. And I'm going to have to spend it on a Scurried Colony. And the Retriever Phoenix. Actually, the Retriever Phoenix is not too bad, but the Scurried Colony is a problem. The element, this one's also a problem too. We don't have enough removal to... Yeah, unfortunately, our attack kind of failed. Maybe our only hope is to deck our opponent. Survive for like 13 turns, which is super unlikely. Our opponent gets us in 7. Maybe if our opponent just keeps drawing cards and fails to notice, we might get lucky. Nah, we're probably gonna lose this one. We allowed our opponent to hit such a big hand that maybe there was a point we should have taken it. Yeah, not looking good for us. Yeah, we can safely concede. That was a big crashing, but yeah, that's basically the big crashing. Yeah, we can safely concede. Yep. Good. So next game is gonna be the last one. We either win or we lose. But we'll take it as it goes. Can't complain too much about this one though. I'm actually fine. Yeah, everything's kind of fine. It'd be nice if we can win this one, but even if we don't, all things considered, I'm really happy with the outcome of this one. Yeah, there was a point that Simone was the correct one to snipe. I guess if our opponent wasn't drawing that many cards, we should have sniped Simone. It does mean that we probably... Okay, we have to mulligan this. I guess if we're going to lose... Well, this is the worst way to lose. Okay, we're keeping this one. We will bin one Swamp because we need all 3 cards at this point. So we got... At least we got 2 ways to draw cards, so we're not too lost per se. Opponent playing red green, which is atypical. Also, I know the turn is at 3. For red, it's 3 mana. I take it back. There's a lightning bolt. Well, so actually that's okay. Lightning bolt on. Okay, for the big Quandrix special. So next turn, if I don't draw anything else, I do have to revitalize. I need to start drawing cards. I really want to hit at least that 4th land. And preferably more gas. Well, it's a bolt. This could not be the same. So I'm actually going to cast Revitalize first. See if there's any... Just Combat Professor. I'm going to see. Because we need to be hitting drops. So this way, if our opponent doesn't have anything in particular to drop, I probably just play the Combat Professor. But our opponent's at 5 mana now, so... Romancy... Yes, it's... I'm gonna do the Mage Hunter's Onslaught first. And I'm gonna pass. No, that's actually a horrible use for it. But then again, we're only stuck with the Star Pupil. I would have loved to swing with the Arrogant Poet, except it got hit by a bolt. Opponent right now, 5 minutes. A Guiding Voice would be really nice, because it helps us set up a lot of stuff. Yeah, Guiding Voice into more removal would be really nice. But right now, what's our opponent? Eureka Bolt. Okay, they're signaling they have the fight spell. There's... Oh no, just emergent sequence. Okay, that's fine. So, they have a tree. Combat Professor only makes this a 2. Wait, I'm actually willing to swing with this one. If our opponent trades, it converts this into a 3/4. That's the advantage of this entering the path. Still in a pretty bad position though. Opponent now has 8 mana, so transition not good, but gives them Introduction to Annihilation. Oh no, they're just going Introduction to Prophecy? Quandrix Pledge meets Introduction to Prophecy. That's... Oh no, there's... This might be our only chance. I'm not gonna... So... If our opponent... Well, technically, our opponent is probably looking for... Mage Duel. Oh, okay. No Mage Duel, that's the good news. Now I need to ensure... Snakes will fail. Opponent, but yeah, between our opponent's position and our position, we're in bigger danger. Our opponent just needs to have one good spell. They can copy it, and we're toast. We still have Swords to Plowshares. We still have Rising. Use the Combat Professor. And our opponent gets to learn twice. Yeah, I think we're coming back from this. If we... Opponent... Yeah, please. I guess if we hit Rise with Exodus... No, we hit the Study Break. I don't like that we're giving our opponent more, but I cannot let our opponent copy those. Yeah, it'll be an absolute disaster if our opponent gets to copy either of the summonings. But my question is, how's our opponent going to play Inkling Summoning? Oh, never mind. Leyline implications would be a problem. We can just take so much for the 7-0, but I will take I will take a 6-1. I will take a 6-3. I'm actually perfectly fine with that. So not the perfect run. We did end up stumbling in the end, but 5 packs, 1800 gems. I'd say that's still good profit. So, well, and that will be it for this very special episode. So that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And yeah, tomorrow we will be having the draft as usual. For those who are in Magic Arena MTG, do check up. We are running another custom card contest. There's only like 2 days left, but if you're very quick about it, you can you have something to submit, and there will still be prizes for that one. Oh, there you go. That's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. This is one that ruined me. I'll do like another copy of that. And I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Let's harmonize. Actually, the harmonize distracted me from the fact I got perfect mastery. And the Sedgemoor Witch. So yeah, good pulls all together. That's it.